6 wins in a row, unbeaten in 8, Enzo Maresca is building an army at Chelsea. Before we get on to the Brentford review, I just want to give a special mention to the C team that demolished Astana last night. Shout out to all the academy boys that come in and delivered a professional performance. Raksaki getting on the ball, just being technically gifted. Joshua Chempong just showing exactly why there's been a lot of eyes on him. But yes, despite all the changes, Chelsea continue to win. We can rest the likes of Nicholas Jackson, Cole Palmer, Moses Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, Levi Colwell, Marc Cucurella. This is why the UEFA Conference League, blessing in disguise for Enzo Maresca. Now, I just want to give Enzo Maresca his props because I think he's found the perfect balance of keeping the team energized, but also keeping them hungry, rotating the team just enough that it keeps everybody on their toes. And you can see every time a personnel is selected, he wants to deliver for the manager. At the minute, Enzo Maresca, you're making my mango juice flow. Not in that way, you dirty little. I just wanted to give them a shout out because I didn't do a match review because I smashed my screen and my new one's just arrived today. And this is why our full focus turns for Brentford on the weekend. 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, an unusual kickoff time, but this is not a fixture we enjoy. We haven't beaten Brentford since 2021. And the last 3 meetings at Stamford Bridge, Brentford have won all of them. And despite Brentford's terrible away form, this fixture always makes me nervous. So before we properly get into things, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to support this channel. And once again, I just want to thank every single body that clicks on this, watches this, comments, likes. I really do appreciate it. But as I mentioned earlier, Brentford are a different club away from home than they are at home. At home, they're sitting top of the table for the home form, scoring 26 goals in the process. But on the flip side, their away form, they've only picked up 1 point away from home, only scoring 5 goals. So the comparison is literally like night and day, but they've got a brilliant record at Stamford Bridge, and that's why I'm nervous. Brentford are the second highest scorers in the Premier League with 31 goals in total, only behind who? Chelsea with 35. So this game on paper should be a high scoring game because we all know we can score goals. We all know we've got a mistake in work. We all know Brentford can score goals. But did you know that Brentford have conceded the most shots on target this season in the Premier League? So they're a team that also give you chances. So what can you expect from Brentford? Well, they're a team that are extremely flexible in their setup. In the past 3 games, they've used a complete different formation. Against Leicester, they're set up in a 4-2-3-1. Against Aston Villa, they're set up in a 4-3-3. And against Newcastle, they're set up in a 3-4-2-1. So your guess is just as good as mine as how they're going to set up. However, their style of play does not change regardless of the formation. Brentford aren't much of a pressing team. They're a team that like to keep their shape. Why? Because they're extremely direct and brilliant at counter-attacking. And that's one thing Chelsea need to be wary of, especially if we're going to commit so many body forward like we did against Tottenham. But I think that's the beauty about Chelsea, so you don't want to take that away. When they're in possession, their fullback get high and wide. You've got Wissa that picks up the pockets, and you've got Kevin Shorter and Brian Mbeumo who like to attack the inside channels. So when they are attacking, it's quite similar to Chelsea's formation. It's like a 3-2-5, and defensively they're defending a man-to-man style, and they almost go to a 5 at back. But what Brentford are really good at is hunting in packs. But I actually think this could play in our hands. When you've got players like Jadon Sancho, for example, who's extremely calm and composed under pressure, he can draw attention towards him, which frees up other players. And this is how Chelsea can punish Brentford. Now, picking Chelsea's 11 is where it gets crazy because the pool of players Chelsea have to pick from is absolutely insane. It does make other teams jealous. But Pedro Neto is out with suspension, which I think's terrible, by the way. I hate this yellow card limit suspension rule, but I expect this game to be extremely entertaining. I'm sure at the beginning of this season, Brentford went like 3 games in a row where they scored in the opening minute. We just need to be wary and just need to be switched on from the start. Predicting a lineup in this Chelsea squad is nigh on impossible because not only does the formation change when we're in possession to out of possession so significantly that you don't know what player personnel he's going to select. Now, I actually think Enzo Maresca really wants it to work where he plays Romeo Lavia, Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo all together. back, because I thought Romeo Lavia in that first half against Tottenham was our best player. So to take him out the side, and I know we'll look better in the second half, but I do think we'll just manage the game a lot better in the second half, and I just think the game was ultimately going to go that way, whether we kept Romeo Lavia in the side or not. Enzo Maresca changed it at half time to bring Romeo Lavia out, but I would give this 11 another try. I would give it another shot, probably start Moses Caicedo right back, even though I think he's the best midfielder in the Premier League. That's crazy to say that he's now going to be playing at right back for a little bit, but in possession he will be our natural midfielder. But it's really going to be interesting to see what he does, because if we don't get this tactic spot on, Brentford getting punished with. Brentford have some really underrated players. You think of Wissa, you think of Mbuemo, and do you know who I've actually really enjoyed watching this season, and he's stepped his game up another level, is Mikael Damsgaard. I think he had a very good Euros, and he's coming this Brentford side, and he's been really consistent for them. So he's another technically wonderful footballer that we just need to keep our eye on, because he can unlock you at any moment. So again, I'm just speculating here, and I don't have a clue what the lineup will be, but I think Robert Sanchez will start at goal. I think anybody that travelled and went away with the squad to Astana won't be in the side. So Robert Sanchez is going to start at goal. I actually think it's going to be Moses Caicedo right back, because I think Enzo Maresca is looking at this game and thinking, where we need to try and impose ourselves on Brentford. We want to try and dominate this game. So having Moses Caicedo at right back, 9 times out of 10 in this game, he should be playing as that central midfielder, like we're seeing against Aston Villa. I think he'll start Benoit Balashile at centre back again alongside Levi Colwill, and the most obvious Marc Cucurella at left back. That leaves me for the double pivot. I do think it'll be Romeo Lavia and Enzo Fernandez. I think Enzo Fernandez has just stepped up his game another level. I think Romeo Lavia has got that quality. In games like this, we need Romeo Lavia to get on the ball more, because he's one of the best in the league at receiving the ball on the half turn. His awareness is so sharp. It almost deceives you that he's doing it so much. But what we did so well against Tottenham, especially in that second half, is attack with 5. Having either Marc Cucurella or Enzo Fernandez just pushing up alongside Cole Palmer, creating that box shape in the middle. I think Enzo Maresca would ideally like Romeo Lavia and Moses Caicedo to make up that box shape in the deeper areas. Have Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez in the higher areas, and have Marc Cucurella, Levi Colwill and Benoit Balashile at centre back. That's ideally what I think he would like. What Tottenham couldn't cope with when we were attacking is our off-ball movement. If you look at Jadon Sancho's goal, Marc Cucurella pulls away the man to open up the space for Jadon Sancho. If you look at Enzo Fernandez's goal, Marc Cucurella makes a dart and run inside the penalty area, which opens up the space for Enzo Fernandez to latch onto the ball. The movement in football is so important, and if we can continue to create that fluidity in the final third, this is why we're scoring so much, because teams just can't cope. The amount of runners, the amount of off-ball movement that we are creating, and it all stems from that box shape that we're creating in the middle of the pitch, because that allows you to attack with 5 and defend with 5, and that's simplistically speaking how Enzo Maresca likes to set up. And this is what makes Chelsea so exciting, right? Just having so many bodies in that final third, picking up the first balls, picking up the second balls, picking up loose balls, and then you just create. If you don't create from the first chance, you're there to pick up the second ball, and vice versa. It's just absolutely incredibly suffocating for the opposition. So yes, sorry I went on one there. Getting back to my lineup, with Pedro Neto's not playing, I think a lot of people, and rightly so, even myself, just expect to be a foregone conclusion that Noni Manuel comes in at right wing. But is there a time where Jadon Sancho goes out to the right and João Felix goes to the left? I don't think it would happen, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen. But the reason why I don't think it'll happen, I think Enzo Maresca likes to have 2 different types of profiles in his dribblers. So very simplistically, there's 2 types of dribblers. You've got your dynamic dribblers, or you've got your mazy dribblers. Jadon Sancho is kind of like a mazy dribbler, where he's a ball manipulator. He entices a challenge before his reaction speed just maneuvers around the challenge. That type of dribbler. And then you've got your dribblers like Noni Manuel, Pedro Neto, who are more direct, more dynamic. And from what I've seen of Enzo Maresca, he likes to have 1 of each. And with João Felix and Jadon Sancho being in the more mazy dribbling category, I actually think it will be Noni Manuel and Jadon Sancho. Man United fans must be pulling their hair out of Jadon Sancho. And I've said this from day one, all he needs is a right environment. Full respect to Enzo Maresca, because he's built that environment for everybody to thrive. And speaking about about thriving. This boy has thrived since day one of stepping into Chelsea Football Club, and that's your attacking midfielder. I find it so fascinating the way Cole Palmer just drifts in and out of games. It's kind of made him who he is. And then your striker, Nicholas Jackson. Look, I want to speak about Nicholas Jackson after the Tottenham game, and I don't mind that. I don't mind players being annoyed with himself, being frustrated from having a bad game. And for all those that saying he's not happy for the team, of course he's happy for the team. An hour later, he just needed that time just to allow himself to. Sometimes you've just got to be angry with yourself, and you just need that window of opportunity just to let your frustrations out. And then once that's ended, once he's let all these frustrations out, you'll be in the dressing room congratulating the team. I'd much rather prefer a player to be angry with his own performance when he puts out a stinker than to walk off the pitch all happy smiling. And I actually think that hunger of wanting to do better is just awakening a beast in Nicholas Jackson. So I actually think he's going to score a brace against Brentford. So it's prediction time, and I know the head-to-head suggests completely against this, but I'm going to go off the form, the away form, the home form, the form of Chelsea. They look unstoppable at the minute, and I'm going to think they're going to continue their unbeaten run, make it 9 games unbeaten, 7 wins on the trot. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Chelsea 3, Brentford 1. What I would love more than anything is to keep a clean sheet, and that's one reason why I don't think we'll win the Premier League, because we can't keep enough clean sheets. As long as we continue to outscore teams, don't mind. But I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think the starting 11 will be? What's your prediction? Let us know in the comments below. And until next time, I just want to say I appreciate you all watching all the way through. Honestly, I really do appreciate it. So don't mind if you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, ciao for now.